How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good, thanks. Well, congratulations on this re-release of Exorcist. I know that in Toronto there was lines around the block for
Really?
this one. Just
Woohoo!
amazing. Just amazing. Let me ask you, Linda, it was such a phenomenon back in, in 2000 as well, but back in 1973, it's interesting that if you wanted to go see the movie, you would have to have gone with a parent. Is that correct? So back in 73, there was a big controversy regarding the ratings of the original film, wasn't there?
Oh, there always has been, and even I think when it came out this time, they were still. There's always controversy over that, and understandably.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't eaten pea soup since.
Oh, no, try vegetarian. It's good for you.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you, Linda, too. I read something, and is this true that your family received death threats after The Exorcist?
I actually don't really talk about those things, Carrie. It was
Okay.
a very controversial time back then, and it's just easier not to talk about them.
Sure, no problem, Linda. Let me ask you, too, you were nominated for an Oscar.
I
for the
was
role.
nominated for an Oscar. It was quite a time back then. It was like the Golden Globe Awards, the People's Choice Award, which I won both of them, and I was like, wow! And then the Academy Award nomination, and it was a big fantasy time back then, along with a very controversial and difficult time, because I was under attack a lot by the press that how much of the movie was I really in, and I kept saying, but you can see that it's me, because the other one is a mask. And so that was all difficult, and the people were questioning my mental condition, which obviously years later people find out that I'm really okay, Carrie.
Great, too. And also, too, in the 4 years later, you did the sequel, Exorcist 2, which with Richard Burton, I believe, as well.
Yeah, boy,
And,
Richard Burton,
what was
that
it like
was quite
sort of going back to that role at the time?
Nobody can take away working with Richard Burton. That was one of the most amazing experiences, but it was really difficult for anybody to try to follow up. You'll never be able to remake The Exorcist, and you'll never be able to compete with The Exorcist, and you'll never be able to, I don't think, go on from there and make any sense with it. It just needs to be left alone. It is a great piece of film.
Yeah, exactly. Now, let me ask you about the recent barrage of scary movies and horror movies. And of course, you had that cameo in Scream. And tell me about the films now that we see, the Screams. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Do you think they sort of, can you even compare them to what an Exorcist did back in the 70s?
They're really just different films. I enjoy Wes Craven, of course, is a friend of mine. And I like the fact that they were sort of horror and laughter and poking fun at Hollywood, and I thought it was all done in good taste. I thought they were very funny. They're good films.
Yeah. Let me ask you about your career sort of after The Exorcist. You were quite busy with roles in the 70s and Roller Boogie and films like that. And tell me, did you find, we hear now a lot about, child stars and how much trouble they had adjusting to adult life and so forth. Did you have sort of a difficult time adjusting to becoming, let's say, an actress in your teen and early 20s?
Oh, Carrie, it is so difficult to go from, I started working in New York at age 5 doing modeling and commercials. By the time I was 12, 13, I asked my mother if I could retire. I wanted to be a veterinarian. And she said, okay, and we were finishing off some jobs, and that's when the Exorcist interview came along. And as I say to people, if I came up to you and I said, hey, would you like to be in a movie? People get excited, and they understand. So did we. And we read the book, the difficult language, and a lot of stuff wasn't in the screenplay. So when I did get the job, we just kind of got caught up in all of it. It was one of the hardest things ever to make. I mean, freezing temperatures, the makeup, all of the different equipment I had to, live in, basically. It was a long process. As you get older, not only there were no teenage difficult or controversial dramatic roles, and that's when Born Innocent came along, and Sarah T. Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic, and I feel very strong and good about them now as an adult because I know they help change people's lives. Years later, all of a sudden, it went to, you had Sally Field, Jessica Lange, Cher, all of these women that were fighting to survive, just like I am at my age. You fight to survive in this town because people, oh, we want the teenagers, or oh, now we want this, or we want that. And that's the biggest challenge. And I think a lot of young stars, what happens is they lose, they're not sure who they are. Fortunately, I had a really grounded upbringing, and my mother was fantastic. And we just say, don't quit your day job. Always have a second life. And mine, of course, was the horses and riding and animals and the issues and so forth.
Great, that's great advice, Linda. And I think you have such a great sense of humor with the business and everything. I remember
You have to.
Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen back in 1990, where you sort of lampooned the Exorcist film.
Yes, that was important.
Was that fun to do, sort of?
It was so important. Bob Logan, who wrote and directed the film, we made a film called Up Your Alley with a Canadian person, the unknown comic. Yes. He's
and
family to me.
You did Night Patrol together, too.
That's right.
That's one of my guilty pleasures.
Uh-huh. And so Bob had said, listen, you need to do a spoof of The Exorcist. And I'm like, you know what, just let it go. Because I never had a way to have a sense of humor about it. So anyway, he wrote it. And we all know that we did the film, and with another Canadian, Leslie Nielsen. And it was the best thing because I finally got to find how to laugh about it. And it said to the audience, The Exorcist is an amazing film, but lighten up, people.
Exactly. Great. Well, great to talk to you, Linda. It's a pleasure, and all the best with your with the re-release of Exorcist in your future career.
Thank you very much, and people can follow me by lindablair.com. Finally.
We'll log on.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.